This conference will now be recorded.
So shall we start?
Hello.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I'd like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipati, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ravi. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lakshmipati and I will be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Mr. R. Kantharaj and Ms. Sunita HR. While Mr. R. Kantharaj is the CEO of Grameena Unnathi, Ms. Sunita is the GM, General Manager of Grameena Unnathi, Bangalore, Karnataka. And Mr. R. Kantharaj and Ms. Sunita will both be speaking on the topic how to get organic certification for the farm produce and processing units. I now request the speakers to begin.
Yeah, this is Kantharaj. Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. See, now I'll be talking on the organic certification program in India. So how to get the certification and what all the procedures are involved to get the certification on farm. Then after the production and the processing and marketing also, there is a program is running in the Government of India under the National Center of Organic Farming at Ghaziabad under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, Delhi. So they have given the guidelines and they have made some standards how the certification program works. So first I will go with to get the certification how the farm what are the conditions in the farm. So if he is a farmer is growing on the farm, what are the things he has to general requirement. Habitat management is an important part of organic management system on farms, the first step towards the organic conversion. So there should be a habitat management should be there on the farm. If he's having 1 acre, 5 acre, 2 acres, whatever it may be, he should have some habitat management. In that, the diversity. See, we don't recommend a monocrop or a single crop in this thing. Normally, in organic agriculture, we recommend it should be some diversity in crop production in the second most steps of organic management. So you should not sow the same crop in the same year, all those things. And also there should be some what you call the diversity on the farm. Some leguminous crop should be there or some trees. All those things will be there in the guideline. He has to follow those type of diversity in the crop pattern. And there is a conversion period in the organic management. If a farmer from chemical farming to organic farming for switch over, it takes minimum 3 years. First one is that is called as we call as a conversion period. The it will be a first year 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months like that. So for conversion period, there will be a, for annuals and perennials, there is a conversion period will be there. Then contamination control means if he's a neighboring farmer is going for a chemical farming and I am practicing a organic farming, so we should have some contamination control because there should not be any water flow or the chemical drift from the neighboring farm. Those are the things we have to take as a contamination control. Then soil and water conservations. So in this procedure, we have to moisture has to be conserved with mulching and other thing we advise, and there should not be a soil erosion. So we should have some bunds or the what we call these things we have to adapt in the farm field. That is a these are the general requirement when you go for a organic management of the farm. So in the standards requirement for crop production, if I am going for a crop production on the as the organic management, we should have a selection of seed and planting material. The first steps. So I want to you should always source a organic seed. If it is not available, then the general seeds can be untreated seed can be used with the organic management of the nursery. then only we can plant. So planting material, that is the meaning of selection of seed and planting material. Then fertilization policy. See, for any growth of the crop, there is a some fertilization is required, but we should not use any chemical fertilizers. So we should go with natural, like leguminous crops, for nitrogenous crops, or dencha or sanam for improvement of nitrogen things. Like that, we have to go with the fertilization policy. There are so many products are available. Those things we have to apply for the fertilization. Pest, disease, and weed management, including growth regulators. So, for control of pest and disease, we have to go with the biocontrol agents. Maybe what you call the VAM, we can use RSP, PSB compounds, then neem-based products. So these are all the things which as appendix they have given the details of the to go for this one. Then that's the one thing. Trichoderma can be used for the pest and disease management. And nowadays, farmers are also practicing on their own. Some of the documentations are available where they are practicing Bijamrita, Jivamrita, Ganajamrita, then Dashaparani, Dashagavya, all those things they can be prepared on the farm and they can use it as a growth promoter plus what you call as the for pest to control also. There are so many documentations are available on the from the farmer side also. Those things can be utilized. So these are the standards. So then equipments and implements and storage containers. So when he is if he is doing a organic management, he has to use separately the equipments which is designated for organic. The spray nozzles and all those things, spray materials, it has to be cleaned and those equipments only it has to be and it has to be labeled. It is for organic equipments only. Storage also, there should be a separate storage in the farmhouse as a labeled as organic storage. There should not be any put any other non-organic product or anything as a fertilizers or anything in that storage containers. And transportation also we should send it by a designated lorries or the transports because it should not be commingled with any other chemicals or the chemical product or anything. That is the standards in the transportation. For everything, it is a chain of custody from the growing to harvest and harvest to processing, then marketing. So entire chain of custody will be there in the standards. Next. There is a conversion requirement which I have already told in the. This is about the crop production. So if we go, and there is also standards are available uh, for the animal production also. Like nowadays, people are going for a what you call organic bird rearing. So this is that standards are available. Then organic milk is also available. So for everything there is a standard. For that also it is a conversion requirement is there. In how many live birds or how many days it can be converted as organic. And rearing environment. If you are rearing the birds, it should be in the open care. It should not be caged. So that's where they recommend. The bird has to be this thing. Even if you go for any other rearing, that is breeds and breeding. So now normally they go for a local breeds. That is the advice. And animal nutrition. So if we are giving a animal nutrition, we should go with the what you call the organically grown fodder or a feed we should use. That is if it is a maize component is required for the birds, then he has to grow maize in the organic management. Then it has to be crushed, powdered, or whatever it may be. That nutritionals are allowed. Then veterinary medicine, in case of veterinary medicine, we should go with some of the, not with higher antibiotics. There will be some, what you call the what you call the Ayurveda medicines or something, it will be there. So, but in the extreme case, sometimes it is used, but that birds cannot be sold as organic. So these are the conditions in the animal productions. Standard food processing also, there is a general requirement in the food processing. What we see when if it is a ragi is harvested and it has to be made as a what you call the ragi powder or the multigrain atta or anything, and if it's the pickles, Then pickles will have a 7-8 ingredient where the pickle requires the product like lemon or the mango or the vegetables, whatever it may be. Then it has to be ingredient has to be from the organic management field only. Because if you are using a oil, then groundnut has to be organically managed. Then that crusher, it has to be from the crushers. Then only it can be used in the ingredient. Additives and processing aids, there are certain enzymes are allowed in the standards. Those things can be only, it has to be used in the processing aids. That is the processing requirement. And packing and labeling, because sometimes what happens, the all the packing material, it has to be clearly labeled. All the ingredients have been sourced as organic source. Sometimes what they will do, products are sourced, some products are sourced as organic. So if you want a complete labeling, all the products should be organic nature. Then only they will be given as labeled as organic with the India organic India green logo will be made on the available on the labels. So this is about the packing and the labeling part. Certification process with the farmers and a farm. See, when the farmers decide to go for organic farming, it will be a part of our PGS certification process. Though they should see, when we are making a group, we should make them, and we should on the local language we have to print, and we have to tell them what are the standards. So whatever we have now given the summary of that standards on the, it has to be elaborated, and we will give in their local language. Yes, organic seed management, biodiversity, then application of fertilizers, biofertilizers, everything we have to give. These are the standards. Then there is a signing of a PGS pledge committing to adherence to the standards. Means there will be a declaration from the farmer's side. I will follow the standards. If any deviation is come, then I can be withdrawn, or it can be cancelled by these things, registrations. So regularly participate in the group meeting. There will be some group meeting. It has to be recorded, and their field diary, field training cellar, everything should be recorded in the meeting. That has to be kept separately in the office over this thing as a group. Then participate in the peer appraisal of other farmers. See, normally what happens when the farmers grows, farmer field inspection will be done in the participatory guarantee system by other farmers of the group. Then he will inspect other field also, but it should not be a relative or anybody. Then he has to endorse, yes, these people are following a organic standard. That is called internal inspection, we say. When we grow the crop, there will be internal inspection and a later part of the peer appraisal team.
Mr. Kantharaj, excuse
Sorry.
me, some background voice is coming from there. We are not able to hear you properly. Maybe
One
somebody
second,
else.
1 second. Yeah. Now,
Now it's okay. Right.
now it's okay.
Yeah. Somebody was
Now
talking.
it's clear. Now it's clear.
Yeah, now it's
Hello.
clear. Right.
Yeah. The farmer is apprised by a group of peers from the local group at least once in every crop season. If it is a 3 season in the crop in a year, then all crops it will happen only in the vegetable case. There may be a 2 crops, 3 crops. In case of field crops, it will be 6 months, 3 months crops will be there. That's one thing. Then the perennials, it will be once in a year we inspect, and this inspection has to be carried. A minimum of 3 for the decision of the group. Sorry, because this after the inspection, there will be a committee will be there among the farmers who have got some knowledge in organic farming. They will evaluate the usage of biofertilizer and whatever it may be, seedling, everything. Then if they are convinced, yes, these are the things, then it will be approved. So it will be approved. A minimum of 3 to this decision group review must be present, sign and validate the appraisal form. So it will be in the group approach. Then they will say, okay, this group can be, or these farmers can be certified. Okay. So now, So how the process will start? First, we will receive the registration application. There is a format of the registration applications where farmer has to give minimum 3 years data of their crop grown in their field. That is one thing, season wise, and what all the things he has practiced, whether it is chemical practice or the organic management, those so application, their registration of application of the farmers will give total number of farmers. Yes, we are interested and we have made a group like that. They will give all their farm details. Then we will be working with the certification bodies. There are across India, there are around 36 PGS certified accredited agencies are available in the website. So people can go for any certification agency and they can register also. And we are also doing ours is a reliable organic certification agency. In Bangalore, we are in Bangalore, but we do across India the PGS certification program across India. So that is our certification body where we associate with them for this. The working arrangement will be made, including the payment of fees. Normally, payment of fees, how it will happen is it based on the geographical area, distance, and number of farmers, and a crop and acreage holding. So these are the things which are in the will be in the payment will be worked out, mutually agreed for their visits, time and everything they will do. Weekly meeting will then organize a program and a meeting. We see before going for a certification what we will do. Grameena Unnathi will give the training program to the farmers on these are the procedure, because certification agency will come later part. We will register and we will give the guidelines of PGS standards that will be to the farmers, and we will give a farmer diary, all those things, what all the document has to be maintained. So entire data set and seasonal local group summary sheet screen the detail found complaint and norms approving grant of certification will happen. So this is the entire process will be there. Okay. Then what all the formats are there? One is application form of the registration for the regional council, because the farmers group has to MOU with the regional council for the application. That will be available on the format one. This is available on the website also, or with the certification body, they will send you when the formats are agreed. Format of agreement to be executed between the local group and the regional council. PGS program term of reference of the operation of local groups. There will be terms of reference how we will operate. Then details of the local groups and farmers registered in regional council. Application form for entry into PGS local group in the format 5. Farmer history sheet I have explained. There will be a 3 years data they have to give. Then organic farmer pledge, application registration of the tentative certification committee team also we have to mention whether it's a 3% or will go 4%. Proceeding attendance registration of the meeting. These are all the annual progress for the year report submitting to be submitted to the regional council for certification decision and approval. There is a government website is also available. That's one thing. Now this is about the organic management certification program, and this is under PGS, Participatory Guarantee System. There are other standards are also available. That is NPOP, National Program for Organic Production. And there will be other countries like European standards are available, and NOP for America, JAS for Japan. Like that, there are each country they have got their own standards, and Indian certificate NPOP can also be endorsed by the other European countries are there. So that certification program is also organized by the APEDA. It is under the Ministry of Commerce with the Ministry of Agriculture also. That certification program procedure also, but there is a different their standards are common as per the organic management is concerned, but the procedure wise, documentation wise, everything it will be totally different. So for any exports for any other countries, we have to look into those standards where NOP standards for the America, what their standards are. Suppose in their standard, what they say, borax is allowed, copper sulfate is allowed. Like that, some of the things they will allow. See, if you go for a, then if you go for a European country, they say so 1/4 of the land should be a leguminous crop. All those things they guide us. So there are different standards are there. Right. But we are covering the PGS standard, which we are running for a domestic market. These labeled will be for a domestic market. So, so these are the procedures, standards are required for the farmer if he is interested to go for organic farming. They can register. That's one thing. So now Sunita will take over on the how the registration process will start with the web portal. Once the farmer registration is they have given the application. I have got 10 farmers, please register, and they have to give the group name, whatever it may be, the Shuganga organic farmers, or like that they may give. Then we can register and there will be a login. We'll give the password and user ID. Then their data will be uploading, will start. So Sunita will, she's a quality manager also. She guides you all the how the link will open and all the things. Okay. Now to Sunita,
So, good afternoon, all. This is Sunita. I'm just going to explain how the PGS certification will be done. So, this is the portal you can see here. The web link I have shown in the step involved. So, this is the portal you have to go through the PGS NCF government.india. Then, hello,
is
is
it
it audible?
We can hear it. Please proceed.
Yeah. Okay, now we understand what all the set of procedure or basic set of procedures we need to maintain for organic certification. I mean, when we go for organic cultivation, what we supposed to do, all those things Saras explained you well. And now I'm going to explain what is the certification procedure. This is the PGS is a participatory guarantee system. It's a Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. So under this, PGS certification is part of the government thing. So, here this web link you can log in. Anybody can log in this web link. So there is a local group login. From there you need to select local group login. So select as a registered as new. Then select your state, scheme. Then region council is here you need to select for which regional council you are going through. In Karnataka there are overall India there are 36 regional councils, and in Karnataka I think 8 are the regional councils.
But we are the reliable.
Yeah, we are also providing consultancy for PGS certification, NPOP, and our own child company is there, Reliable Organics. We are also doing PGS certification. If anybody wants it, they can approach us. So on the last, I'll give my number and contact number and all. So on the reason council in the sense certified agency, then you have to proceed. Then select your group name. Here you can say individually we can also done the certification. So if you want any group certification, say for example, if there are set of 5 or 10 farmers and they wanted to certify with some group name, say so and so called group name, then they can select group name, or individually also they can enter, say giving their name, they can select the certification. So all then after that it will ask for to create an ID and user ID and password for their local group. Then we need to submit. Then we need to log in and log out to confirm that that ID and password is correct or not. Then if you have a group, you can go for add farmers and register the farmers. If not, if it is only an individual farmer, there is no need of selecting add farmers and all. So this is the basic details you have to give. Phone number, Aadhaar is a must, and submit and repeat the process if there are more farmers. If not, that is the end. So these all are the some certification training we have done. So
To the farmers
some for to the farmer groups. How many groups we have in
Well,
Shivam?
well, this is the one group at Halebeedu which we have done.
Yeah, this is one group at Halebeedu which we have done training and all.
Right. Yeah.
Just some of the photos we are sharing here.
Field
And this is the field visit and
training on vermicompost.
training on vermicompost and
Bijamrit.
Bishamrut. So for this, how to make that Bishamrut and all training and all we do. These
So,
are some outlets, TGS certified outlets. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
any questions or anything?
Any questions can rise now.
Oh, thank you, speakers. Thank you, Mr. Kantharaj and Ms. Sunita, for presentation. I now request the participants to ask their questions if there are any. We'll also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window. And now over to the participants for questions. Now, whoever has got any question, please raise your question. The first question could be from any questions, please. After the meeting, also the participant, Mr. Pamadi.
Yeah, sir, thank you, sir. It's
Yeah.
crisp and short presentation. Okay, the organizing certification, it's all comes to the same website or a different say state government, Tamil Nadu state government now they implement organic farming from the state level. So it will differ from there or it all will be the same.
No,
Any
no, no. The
state.
Karnataka. Once again, who is? What's your name?
Madhya Alagan from Tamil Nadu, Kadalur.
Kadalur. Okay. See, Karnataka State TKVY project is a government project, but certification program is again the RCs are same. We only register, we only certify in the
Ah,
government projects. That is also there. And individually, apart from the government project, you can register separately if you want, if the farmers want. That also
ah.
certification body only we have to go with RC. We are also recognized RC in the government of projects also
No, see,
in
if you get a
Karnataka.
certification from you, whether it will be eligible for Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, yeah. In Tamil Nadu also, I can operate from our reliable certification agency is approved all over India. We can do
How,
registration, no problem.
how long it is valid? Once you give certification for an individual farmer,
Yeah.
organic farming,
Ah,
how long it is
every year,
valid? And how,
no, no,
when
one
are
second, one second. Every year we have to renew the certification program.
how
Every
much?
year we
How
have
much?
to inspect.
What is the
Sorry.
cost involved in getting a certificate? Cost.
Currently we are for the with 700 rupees for farmer. Okay, with
For
that
farmer.
certification inspections and other things will come also to separate inspection charges. And
Ah,
training program we charges 15,000 rupees out of Karnataka, within the state 10,000 rupees.
okay. Okay. Okay.
That's how.
Thank you.
Oh, oh. Right. Any other?
Yeah, one more. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Mad. Any other questions? Participants, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, you have any question?
How many people are?
Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, you have any question? Okay, no questions forthcoming, and then maybe after the meeting, many questions may be coming up. You will all be directed to the speaker directly. The speaker's contact details have been shared in the chat window. I think that's all we have for the day. I'd like to thank the speakers, Mr. Kantharaj and Ms. Sunita, on behalf of Agriculture Information, for taking the time to speak with us with a very interesting and detailed presentation. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Ms. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
And we also thank for the opportunity you for the knowledge dissemination. So I thank Lakshmipati and your core team also. Huh? That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. You are welcome. You are welcome.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. I'd like to thank the speaker, Mr. Kantharaj and Ms. Vanita, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Yes.